Solve 15x squared plus 1 equals 8x. This problem is different from all of the other examples we've seen so far because in this one, we don't have all of the terms on one side and the other side equal to 0. Here we've got that 8x on the right-hand side. So to move that to the left, we're going to have to subtract 8x on both sides. And when we do that, that gives us 15x squared minus 8x plus 1 equals 0. So sometimes we're going to have to do a little bit of arithmetic to move all of the terms onto the same side so that we have a polynomial equal to 0. Because we've got to do that first before we factor, because the zero factor property requires that one of the sides is 0. So now that we've got all of those terms on the left-hand side, and the right-hand side is equal to 0, we can start our factoring. And here we're going to need to use the AC method, because we've got a trinomial with a leading coefficient other than 1. So in this problem, a times c is going to be 15 times 1, and b is negative 8. So we need two numbers that have a product of 15 and a sum of negative 8. Those numbers end up being negative 5 and negative 3. So we're going to split up that middle term into negative 5x and negative 3x. So 15x squared minus 5x minus 3x plus 1 equals 0. Now that we've got four terms on the left, we can factor by grouping. The first group has a GCF of 5x that we can pull out. So we pull out 5x, and that leaves us with 3x minus 1. In the other group, the GCF is 1, but we need to pull out a negative 1 to leave us with a positive 3x and a negative 1. And when we finish off factoring the left-hand side, we've got a GCF of 3x minus 1 and leftovers of 5x minus 1. So the equation becomes 3x minus 1 times 5x minus 1 equals 0. At this point, we can set each factor equal to 0. 3x minus 1 equals 0, or 5x minus 1 equals 0. And then we need to solve both of these equations. We can start by adding 1 to both sides here. That gives us 3x equals 1. And if we divide by 3, that gives us x alone. X equals 1/3. In the other equation, we also are going to add 1 to both sides. That gives us 5x equals 1. But now we're going to divide by 5 to get x equals 1/5. So our final answer, we've got two solutions, x equals 1/3 or x equals 1/5.